Hey everybody, this is Jennifer. I'm coming to you with another sales update video. I haven't made one in about 2 weeks because I've been sick and you wouldn't have been able to understand a word I said, so I waited to make the video. But something really good came out of being sick. I wasn't able to get to work and I really wasn't able to take pictures or do the videos. I was really laid up. So I tried to think of what I could do. And what I wound up doing for about 2 days was just research, like a ton of research. And I was doing belts and stuffed animals and pens and especially women's shoes. I did a lot of women's shoes, like about 8 hours worth of women's shoes, really detailed. And it was great because I'm very lucky. I live right in the middle of two thrift stores, 1 mile down the road in one way going to work is a Goodwill, and 2 miles in the other direction is a Salvation Army. And what happened was I made these lists and I advertised them and I put them on my phone for easy access. And I just stopped for about 20 minutes into a Goodwill I normally stop at. And with this new list, I left there in 20 minutes with 8 pairs of women's shoes just because I did the research. I think maybe I would have picked up one with what I knew before this. So that research is so important and it really maximizes your time that you have in the thrift store. You're coming out with so much more because the less time you spend in those thrift stores, I know that's the fun part of this, but the less time you spend there, the more time you can get this stuff on and the more money you're going to make. So that was just a great experience, believe it or not. So here's about 2 weeks. It's gonna be a little bit long, this video, but here's some of the stuff I sold. The first item is a pair of Gloria Vanderbilt, just new tag stretch jeans. They're brown. I picked them up for 99 cents at the Salvation Army, and I took a best offer of $20. Okay, the next one is a CD, Roxanne Shante, I believe, Greatest Hits. I picked this up at the Goodwill for $1 and it's sold for 20. Okay, this is just a plain Land's End men's fleece. I only buy fleece if it's really clean. I cannot stand cleaning fleece, trying to get the little fuzzies off and everything. So even it has to be worth like $100 before I'll buy it if it needs to be cleaned up. But this was perfectly clean. It was a nice little pullover. And I picked it up for $1 at the Salvation Army. And I put it out for $12.99 with $6.50 shipping. Okay, this was a Lamar and Dolly t-shirt. I think some of this brand gets a decent amount of money. This one, not so much, but I think some of the shirts do. It was a nice size. It was 2XL. Sorry. I picked it up for $1 at the Salvation Army, and I sold it for $11.99 plus $4.50 shipping and handling. Okay, this was interesting. This is a little calligraphy set. I don't think the pens were supposed to be in this holder, but you can see how vintage or almost antique this little nib holder was. I picked this up at a flea market for nothing. It was thrown on a table of items. They were like, free, take whatever you want. So I saw that and I was like, oh, that's just kind of cool. Somebody offered me $8.75. It was free and it cost about $2.60 to ship. So that was cool. I made about $5. Okay, this is a pair of Lee cropped pants, new tags. Almost anything that's new at tags, especially if it says Salvation for that $1, almost anything I'll pick up. I mean, if it says, Walmart $9.99 new, of course, I'm not going to pick that up. But this was great because it was a good size. It was 20. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It was 16. New tags, and I picked up for $1, and I took a best offer of 20. Again, Express Editor. If you watch my videos, the Express Editor pants, I sell these all the time. I picked these up for $1 at the Salvation Army, and I sold them for $15.99 best offer. Okay, this is a Talbot's cardigan sweater with a bunch of penguins on it, which I thought was kind of interesting. And I had it out for $40 for a couple months, and somebody offered me $27.50, and I accepted the offer. Okay, this is men's Nike shorts. Nothing special. I picked these up at the Salvation for $1, and I sold them for $15. Okay, these were interesting. This, I don't know how you say it, antic? Yeah, I guess. Antic denim jeans. Some of these sell for good money. The design on these were a little weird. They were a little bold. They're not normally this colorful with the patchwork and stuff like that. And I thought maybe they'd be worth more, but no one seemed that interested in them. So I had them for a while, maybe about 4 months, and I took a best offer of $20, and I only paid $1 for them. But I think some of them you could get like $30 or $40 for. So if you see this name, I would definitely look it up. Okay, this is another pair of Nike shorts for women. I picked up for $1, and I sold them for, I think I sold them for a little less. Yeah, I sold them for $7.99 plus $4 shipping and handling. This is another new at Tags. Kathy Daniels, never really heard of it, but it was new at Tags, and I think it said on the tag, originally $48, yeah. Somebody offered me $20, and I accepted that. And this is a pair of Michael Kors. I picked these up at the Burlington Coat Factory. I did pay a little high for these because I like having these higher brand names. You know, as long as I make a profit, I'm not too upset about it, as long as it's around $10. But I did pay $15 for them. This isn't the profit margin you're looking for, but I think it's nice to have these higher end brands in your store. So somebody offered me $30 for them, but they were outside the country, so I didn't have to pay for the shipping, so that was fine. So I did make that $10 on this item. Excuse me. Okay, this is a pair of Levi's. The Levi's, if they're just clean, I always pick these up if they're cheap enough. This was $1 at the Salvation Army, and somebody offered me $20, and I accepted it. Okay, this is a pair of curtains. I picked this up at Target. They were about $5 each, and I did have about 3 sets of them. The first 2 sets sold right away, and they sold for about $40, but I guess the style went out pretty quick, I'm assuming, because this one just hung around for well over a year. And then it finally sold for $30. So I paid $10 and sold for $30. Okay, this is just an Izod fleece vest, and I paid $1 for it, and I sold for $11.99. And it was really pretty light, so it only cost about $3 to ship. Excuse me. This is an Abercrombie jacket. This was kind of cool. It's vintage, it's corduroy, it's got the fleece. It's not fully lined, it's quilt lined with just like a trim of fleece. But it was really kind of nice. It was very clean. And I paid $1 for it at the Salvation Army, and it sold. They didn't even ask for the offer, and it sold for $30. And this is just a Playtex bra. Nothing special. Playtex isn't like the brand that gets a lot of money, but it was really clean, and it was a pretty color. And when I looked it up, this number, I mean, basically it was getting like $12 to $15 used. So I was like, oh, I just put it for $13, and I didn't put an offer on it, and it literally sold in 20 minutes. I'm wondering if it was the color, because this was the only one out there that was lavender like this. And so that's great, because when you pay $1, it only costs $2.60 to ship. It's really light. So definitely take a look at those bras if you're not already, because they do sell pretty well. And another thing that sells really well, if you've been watching my videos, I've said before, I love pajamas. The pajamas are a great seller, the Nick and Nora and Victoria's Secret. And there's some others. Definitely do the research on the pajamas. These were $1 at the Salvation Army, and I took a best offer of $24. Okay, this was great because I only paid $1 for it. I would have paid $5 or whatever the full price of a sweater was, even if it was that good. Well, I would have paid it for this. It's a vintage, it's acrylic, nothing special there. golf sweater. You can tell because it's got the cross golf clubs on the left chest. But this was new with tags. So I picked it up and I put it out for $38 with a best offer, but they didn't even ask for it and they paid the $38. And this is just a leftover inventory from a year and a half ago. I played around with toys from Target when they went on clearance. And it wasn't a bad experience. Like 3/4 of them did sell. I did make a decent profit on it. But then I was left with this quarter that basically is taking forever to get rid of. I paid about $5 for this, and I took a best offer of $16.99. I picked up like a handful of men's spurs at a flea market. They were only $1, and they were new in the packaging. And I've basically been selling them. I think they sold for $9.59, but I've basically been selling them between $9 and $12. So, like I've said before, anything riding, anything to do with horses, it's a very, very, very expensive sport. It will sell because people need the equipment and they need the riding clothes and everything else. And if they could get it for less, they're definitely going to do so. Okay, this is BCBG. I don't know how to pronounce that. Max Azria, I guess. If it has the Max Azria after the BCBG, it sells a little bit better. I think that's the higher end of that brand. I'm not sure, but I think so. This was funny. I almost didn't get it because it had these pom-poms on the front. But remember, take your own taste out of it when you're buying clothes. Just because it's totally not your taste doesn't mean it's not somebody else's. I picked this up for $1 at the Salvation Army, and somebody offered me $17.99. This was nice. This was a little disappointing because I got it home. This was new with tags. It's a tunic style dress, linen. That's the only reason I bought it, because the name, you see, I didn't even put the name in the title because the name was such a nothing name. Clifford and Willis. But it was new with tags. So if this had been, I would have put it out for about $30 and taken the best offer of like down to $20. But I only paid $1 for it, and then I got it home and I saw this little stain and it had the tag, so I'm obviously not going to even try to wash it. So I just put it out for $5. Someone would be happy getting it and I'd get good feedback. And it got bid up. So I actually wound up making a couple of dollars on it anyway. So, you know, that was fine. Look for the materials like linen, merino wool, alpaca, just different materials. It doesn't matter what the brand is. If it, you know, silk, obviously. If you could find those materials, it may be well worth picking up if it's cheap enough. Okay, Levi, just is nothing. It's just a Levi button-up shirt. I paid 99 cents. It was very clean. I paid out for $21.99, and I took a best offer of $15. Again, new with tags. So Casper, the name is nothing, but it was new with tags, and it was a very clean. So I put career in the title because it's very clean. You could see someone wearing this at work. Try to get as many pictures as you can. If it's got a slit, take a picture of the slit. Take a picture of your tags, you know, and definitely if it has the new tag, put it there too, because they can see what the original price was. So I had it out for $24.99, and they did not even ask for an offer, and they paid $25 for it. And this is a pair of women's Faded Glory stretch pants. Faded Glory I wouldn't get if it wasn't new. Absolutely, it has to be new, because even when it's new, it's a slow seller. So I paid $1 for this at the Salvation Army, and somebody offered me $17.75, and I accepted that offer. And where's the last thing? There it is. Okay. This is a CD I sold on Amazon. I paid $1 for this at the Goodwill. This is what it's going for now. I didn't get that. I got $33.98, which isn't bad at all. That was really great. So like I said, I do have a bunch of like things on Amazon, and I usually put it on there and I forget about it, and it kind of just rolls in during the year. I have a whole stack of CDs I need to put on Amazon right now, and hopefully I'll get to that pretty soon. Okay, Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.